Welcome to Tools of the Trade with Patrick Hutchinson. It's all about tools what a medium will use to help them to connect to the spirit world. We'll be discussing crystals, the history of crystals, and what crystals can actually do to help and enhance us in our life. Minerals, gems and crystals have been used for millennia to enhance emotional, physical and spiritual balance. Interestingly, the word crystal is thought to come from a Greek word, kristallos, which means ice. As you can see, they look like ice. Since the 1500s, a lot of people believed that these crystals, quartz crystals, were ice and they were sent from heaven to help the human race. In olden times, crystals were worn as amulets. The oldest amulet was made of Baltic amber from as long as 30,000 years ago. There was actually some amber beads what was discovered in Britain which were dated 10,000 years ago. This was actually the end of the last ice age. As you can see, crystals have been around since the beginning of time for us. A striking example of prehistoric love for crystals is the solar temple Newgrange. It is actually older than the pyramids. It was built so the sun would shine through the entrance of it on the winter solstice, and its roof was originally covered with white quartz to symbolise the white goddess. The ancient Egyptians were very big believers in healing crystals. Actually buried the dead with quartz on their forehead. Many of them would wear crystals over their heart to attract love, and even around their head to stimulate enlightenment. And as we all know, Chinese medicine incorporates healing crystals in their own medicines, with crystal tip needles for acupuncture and for other various different reasons. And these traditions hail from nearly 5,000 years of practice. Even the ancient Greeks were big believers. They actually crushed hematite and rubbed it over the soldier's body before they went into battle, with the thought that it made the warrior invincible. This is because it's an iron ore and the Greeks represented it with Ares, one of their gods. Interestingly, in the Greek language, the word amethyst means not drunken, and was often worn as an amulet to prevent drunkenness and hangovers. The use of healing crystals are even documented in the pages of the Hindu Vedas, which even references each stone's specific healing abilities. And as you can see, healing crystals have been used all through history. But crystals obviously have been used for other purposes through the years. For example, in early Japanese culture, they used crystals as scrying, which is very similar to looking into a crystal ball, what mediums do sometimes nowadays. Crystals have played a big part in all religions. Mentioned through the Bible, they're mentioned through the Quran, and they are also mentioned in other faiths. They played actually such a big part that amulets were banned from the Christian Church in 355 AD. But interestingly, gemstones continue to play an important role. The Bishop of Rennes in the 11th century claimed that agate would make the wearer more agreeable and have the favour of God. Even in the late time of history, the belief of gemstones was still around, right up to the Renaissance. In fact, in 1232, Hubert de Berg, Chief Justiciar of Henry III, was accused of stealing a gem from the king's treasury. Apparently this gem would make the wearer invincible, and he stole it and he gifted it to the King of Wales, which was obviously Henry's enemy. It just shows you how people are willing to betray their king or even their country for a stone. So during the Renaissance period, Precious stones and healing were still accepted, but the inquiring minds were trying to find out in a scientific way how they work. So no longer being used medically, gemstones and crystals still hold meaning. For example, jet was used in them in mourning, and garnet was often used in times of war. One interesting fact about crystals and gemstones was believed that gemstones were corrupted by the actual sins of Adam and could possibly be inhabited by demons. So therefore it was custom to cleanse and clear the crystals before actually wearing or using them. This is an echo from the past of today, why we clean crystals before we use them. Also interesting to note where gemstones will mean the same thing in different cultures, even where there's been no chance of these cultures to interact with each other, they both have them for the same meaning. So for example, jade was used to be a kidney healing stone for the Chinese, and also for the Aztec, Mayan. Even though these cultures would never meet with each other, turquoise has been worn all over the world to give strength and health, and jasper has always meant strength and calmness. Isn't it strange if all these different cultures have the same meaning but yet they didn't interact with each other? Now, we've done the history of these crystals, but what does crystals mean to us? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to me? Like quartz for clearing, for protection. All different stones have different meanings. We all can find out from crystal books, etc., what they mean, but it's what faith you have on them, for love, for protection. Crystals are very nice to have. I have a personal large collection myself of them. I use them for healing as well at times, and I also use them for protection, and I always have a crystal on me at any time, if I'm out or if I'm in. It's just a personal choice of my own. I think that they are very interesting. I do believe that they can help you. Even different cultures that we've heard believe the same thing. But it is up to the individual if you believe in crystals, if you think they can help you. Well, they certainly can't do you any harm, that's for sure. And I'm a big strong believer in crystals. I do crystal readings as well. So yeah, definitely worth having some around you for protection, for love, etc. So do look up on them, check on them. If you have any thoughts about them, or you know more about them than I know, do give me a drop on the s.t.a.r Centre and just post it up that you know something about different crystals and different types, or any experience you've had. Always remember to share and like. So enjoy your crystals, use them, have a lot of fun with them. Remember that you can learn more about them, and love and light to everyone, and thank you for listening, and I hope to see you again soon.